So I've heard from some users who want to know if it's possible to filter a device that receives its internet connection from a personal hotspot. So in other words, they have a cell phone that is broadcasting a Wi-Fi network that other devices connect to. Here's a way that you can do that if you are using a Windows machine or a Windows computer to connect to that personal hotspot. So, what you would have to do is go down to your Windows search bar and type in Wi Fi, and then go to Wi Fi settings. And then you're going to see change adapter options. So, click on change adapter options. And then you're going to see your hotspot that you're connected to. So, right now I'm connected to my iPhone's personal hotspot right here. So I'm going to right click on this hotspot internet connection that I'm connected to and click properties. Okay. And then this screen right here pops up. Now you want to go down to where it says Internet Protocol version 4. Internet Protocol version 4, and then it will say TCP IPv4. So it's right here. Okay. So you want to click on that and then click properties. Now here you'll see that it says obtain an IP address automatically. You want to leave that as it is, but underneath it says obtain DNS server address automatically. So right now I'm using the DNS servers from my mobile phone company since I'm connected to the personal hotspot. But I want to manually define the DNS servers that we're going to use when connected to the hotspot. So you'll see here it says preferred DNS server and alternate DNS server. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to copy the standard DNS servers from my account. So you want to log into your free filtering account. Your standard DNS server might be slightly different than the ones on this test account. But you'll just click this little box here to copy. And then you'll go back to that screen, if I can figure out where it is. Here it is. And you'll paste that first one in there. Okay. And then you'll go back and click these little boxes to copy the second one. And you'll paste that in as the alternate. Okay. And you'll click OK. And then close. Well, just for fun, let's go back in and make sure that it took, that it's actually there. So we're going to click on it and we're going to say properties again. And yes, there are the DNS servers that we have manually defined. So we have instructed Windows to use these phone books for the internet when connected to the personal hotspot on the phone. Okay. So essentially, instead of using the default phone book, if you will, for the internet from your cell phone provider, from your mobile phone carrier, you're telling Windows to use these DNS servers or these phone books for the internet when connected to your personal hotspot. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to close these. Okay. And now let's just run a little test. Okay. In fact, I'm going to clear the DNS cache in this browser just in case I've run this test recently in this browser. I don't remember. So the DNS cache is just a short-term memory that your browser keeps of DNS lookups. So we're going to make sure that's clear by doing this little process right here. And I'm going to close that. And now I'm going to try to go to a website that should be blocked. Okay. Yep, it's blocked. Okay. So it's not showing up. Now, I will give you one caveat. I'm going to refresh this page. Okay. So you see down here how it says registered IP addresses for DNS. And it has this IP address right here with the red mark beside it. That indicates this is the current IP address. I just refreshed the page, and by refreshing the page, it automatically detected what IP address that I am connecting from. And you'll see here that it says this is from T-Mobile, my mobile phone carrier. Now, our system uses the registered IP address that you're connecting to the internet from to know who you are. So we know which user's account or whose filter settings to respond with. So right now, if I'm sending DNS requests to free filtering from this IP address right here, then free filtering knows, hey, that user wants safe search strict because they have safe search strict selected. If I selected I want to block ads, then the free filtering system would use the IP address that I'm connecting from to know which filter settings to respond with. So this is the only caveat that I'm going to give you with this method of filtering over a mobile hotspot connection. What's going to happen is the next time that I connect to my hotspot, this IP address will probably change. When you're using a mobile phone to connect to the internet, your IP address changes frequently, okay? Each time you log into your free filtering account and this page loads, we automatically detect your IP address. But if I were to switch off my phone or restart my phone and then load the hotspot again, then there would be a different IP address that I'm connecting from. So if I did not log into my account to register that IP address to my free filtering account, then when I'm sending in DNS requests, they're going to be coming in from an IP address that is unknown because I haven't logged in to my account to register that new IP address from my mobile phone. Okay. So what's going to happen in that case is we respond with default filter settings. Okay. So we're still going to block things like abortion and pornography. The main categories that we block for pretty much everyone, we're going to block those, but we're not necessarily going to respond with the specific filter settings that you've chosen. Perhaps, your YouTube settings or that kind of thing. So although you can filter with the method I just showed you, the best way to do that would be to frequently log into your free filtering account on that computer or device where you have changed the DNS servers in Windows for that network. You would just want to log in frequently to free filtering. Now, if that's a child's computer, you may not want to log in every day on their computer. But you could probably log in actually on your mobile phone to the free filtering site when you have the mobile hotspot turned on, and that would still give the same IP address. We are going to respond with basic filters, even if we don't recognize your IP address. we're just not going to be able to respond with all of your specific settings that you may have chosen that are unique to your user account. A much better solution for you would be to consider upgrading to a premium account, because then you're going to get access to DNS over HTTPS. And in that case, what's going to show up right here is a unique URL that you can plug in that will look something, it'll just be like a website address right here. And you can copy and paste that address, and you can tell your browser to use DNS over HTTPS. You just go into privacy and security in most browsers, and you go down to where it says use secure DNS, and instead of this option right here, you would choose to custom, and you would paste in that URL right there. It'll look something like this, and it'll have your information. But then it doesn't matter that you haven't logged in from that new IP address every time, because we're going to route all of your DNS requests through that secure link. So that's a much better option. It doesn't require you to continuously log into free filtering pretty much every day to make sure you've registered your IP address with us down here. So you might want to consider the premium account, but you are going to get basic filtering to filter out the most harmful things online using the method I just described.